There we are. Well, before we start, salute. Uh, I hope everybody is doing well tonight. Uh, Tomorrow's actually the 4th of July. So everybody was celebrating this weekend. So I hope everybody was safe. And if you're going to still go out tonight, because a lot of people have tomorrow off, do not drink and drive, please. Uh, they're out there and they're looking to get that revenue. So don't give them that opportunity. So, anyhow, before we get started, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. I'm trying to adjust something. Sorry. Uh, Family-friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness, and we will have a good chat. Otherwise, those awesome people lit up in blue will boot you out of here. All right. So we're going to be talking about Homeland Security's assessment of what they're saying. And I always think that this is interesting when we're going to get into this in just a moment. But I think it's really interesting how they talk about one topic but leave other topics out. So I always found that to be amazing. So, but yeah. Anyway, uh, so today was a low key day for me. I basically did some cleaning, getting things cleaned and stuff like that, and so that's pretty much it. And just kind of focused on that, and that's how that goes. But ah, actually, it looks much nicer. I actually feel it was like so cluttered with stuff that I was just like, this is driving me insane. But I had been busy doing other things, and that's why I kind of like today was going to be a rest day, no matter what. Tomorrow I'll go back up and I'll get more gravel and I'll put it in the road again. So, but hey, there's Asif in the house. All right, so Homeland Security. All right, credible threats, right? So obviously, the first thing that they're talking about is because of the Roe versus Wade decision, threats against Supreme Court justices and people. Volume not very loud, hard to hear you. Can everybody else hear me? Okay, everybody else hear me? All right. Yeah, everybody else is fine. Maybe the person that asked that. If you go out and come back in, I would try that. Try to go out, log back in, and maybe that'll help. All right. Okay. So anyway, so the first credible threat that they're talking about is the Supreme Court justices, which that one I agree. I mean, you have people that it's a very galvanizing topic. Either people are for it or against it, and it's definitely something that people are concerned about. And so there's threats made by people that don't agree with their decision, and there's always going to be that. They know that getting into that job, that there's going to be people that are going to target them, and that's why, like the Supreme Court justices as well, have armed security. Now, do I think it is justified ever for them to give out these folks addresses? And that's what happened. Their addresses were given out, and people went in there and they were protesting in front of these different justices' houses, which that's not right. I don't. You know what? Even if you agree or disagree, it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. They were elected. They went through the process, and that's the way it is. So, I mean, like I said, you don't have to agree with their decision, but it's crazy. Now, there's only two threats that they were talking about: Homeland Security. Okay, so that was one, the Supreme Court justices. The other one, of course, what is the boogeyman lately, folks? I'm going to let you guess in the comments first before we talk about it. What is the other boogeyman that they're wanting us to be afraid of right now? And it's in other than violence against this Supreme Court justices. Give you guys a minute to get your guesses up there. God, you guys are disappointing me. You're very disappointing me. All right, nobody's getting it right, so I'm gonna have to give it to you. White supremacists. Come on, guys. White supremacists. We're always supposed to be afraid of the white supremacists. Don't you know that? That's yeah, cops, right, Patty? Oh my God, that's funny. Um, but yeah, that's the other boogeyman they want you to be afraid of, the white supremacist. Okay, so let me ask you this, and I just saw this came across a message board recently, and if you go and you can Antifa, right? What did Biden call? Biden called Antifa an idea, not a group. Isn't that? I love that. Right. I love that. That's like probably the biggest thing that I think is hilarious. So anyway, so Antifa is there's no nothing. Oh, so Antifa just recently put out that they need to go to the countryside. Now we got to talk about this one because I laughed because when a person sent me this information, dementia. Yeah, right. We already dealing with that one. Um, when the Supreme Court, or I mean, I'm sorry, when well, I lost my train of thought for a second. It'll be right back. Give me just a second. What are you looking at, girl? She's like up on the couch looking out the window. So you have, they want you to be afraid of white supremacists, but oh, I'm sorry, I know where I was at. Okay, so Antifa just put up on their website that they need to go and burn down the countryside because that's where the Christians are, the right leaning Christians are all in the country. So when I saw this and this person sent me this information, I actually laughed. I said, because realistically, when you have these type of folks think they're going to come out to the country and do that type of stuff, that's not going to end well for Antifa. It's never going to end well for Antifa because it's not like they're not dealing with the panty waste in the cities, and not all people in the cities are panty waste. Please don't put those words in. Well, I did say it, but it not all. Okay, so let me just put that out there. But there's a lot of weaker people in the cities. You get out to the country, those that's a whole different breed of people. So yeah, it's never going to end well. So if Antifa thinks that they're going to come out to the country and start burning people's houses down and causing chaos and havoc in the country, that is never going to happen. So my question is, how is the white supremacist that realistically, what do they do? Have you seen any big riots of white supremacists lately? Any of you? Any huge uprising of white supremacists? Other than there was the one thing where they arrested a whole bunch of them, saying that they were supposedly going to go to LBGT gathering and cause trouble, and they arrested a whole bunch of for that one. That was in the news. I did see that one. Now, was that legitimate or not legitimate? I have no idea. Okay, but the reality is, yeah, they were probably feds. Exactly. The reality is, you're not seeing white supremacists out there in the thousands causing havoc and chaos. But we can all remember in recent history when Antifa was out there. Proud Boys are not white supremacists. So just yeah. So that's another fallacy that they like to try to put it, is that they're white supremacists. But they have every nationality in the Proud Boys. So I think that's interesting. How can you be a white supremacist if you're not even white, but you're a member of the Proud Boys? Does that make any kind of sense to you? It doesn't to me. So, but anyway, you know, but they want you to be afraid of the white supremacists. They're the threat, but not Antifa, who spent a year in Portland burning, looting, destroying property, beating up people. That was perfectly fine. It makes zero sense to me. Now, like I said, the threat against the Supreme Court justices, absolutely. They will riot nationally after Akron, Ohio. Okay, so you know what? We're going to talk about this for a second. So they just released the video footage. The cop shot that guy 60 times. First of all, little overkill, little overkill. All right. Well, a lot overkill. I don't think anybody should be shot 60 times. But here's something that I will tell you that I know for a fact, and tell me if I'm wrong on this. This I know for a fact. If he had not run, would he have been shot 60 times? I don't think so. He probably would have gone to jail, but he wouldn't have been, if he didn't run, you know, I want a gun with 60 bullets. Yeah, right. That was definitely way overkill, but it doesn't justify somebody being shot 60 times. 59, Tony, sorry. They said 60 in the news. 60, and he didn't even have a gun on his body. Yeah, and again, there is no justification, and I'm not trying to justify what the cops did in any way, shape, or form. What my point is, if he had not run, drove off with his car, ran, they chased him, he wouldn't have gotten shot. That's the point that I'm making. But again, it was a giant. I know 60 times is insane. That's insane. So, I mean, okay, so if they shot him, if he was shot 60 times, how many rounds did they fire at him? I just, it is amazing to me. 8 cops, 18-round clips. North Chester County News just said. It's just, and then handcuffed. Well, probably. It's not, and I'm making light of it a little bit, but the reality is, was 90 shots? Okay. There's no, unless he came out of the car with a gun going after the police officers, you don't shoot somebody 60 times when you have not seen a weapon. Now, again, heat of the moment. Are we there? Did we see what they saw? No, obviously. We're speculating. That's all we can do is speculate. So, um, it's just it's a bad situation. And of course, the left will take that situation. Now, here's the other question that I would have of the officers that were involved in that. Okay, what was the race? I mean, and it's so sick that it has to come down to this. What was the race of the officers? What was the race of the? Were they all white officers? I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, you're gonna have people flipping out. They're gonna flip out over it, because again, they're gonna take those incidences, which are isolated incidences, and they're gonna go crazy with it, and they're gonna use it for. They were all white, okay. They're gonna use that as the poster thing. You got like Floyd, okay. He was a scumbag. He was a criminal. Now, did he deserve to get choked out and his life taken? No, I'm not saying that he did. But again, if you're not committing a crime, if you do not fight the police, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get to go home at the end of the day, or you go to jail and then get to go home eventually. You know, it's just, it's crazy. Yeah, I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. Yeah, right. I just don't get it. Now I know that there is let's put something into perspective, and I'm not talking about this situation. This is an isolated incident, obviously. Terrible, tragic thing that this gentleman lost his life. There's no justification for that, okay? But there have been numerous incidences lately that have happened. I don't know if you guys saw the one, and I don't know if the guy was Middle Eastern or something. The cop is on a traffic stop with someone else. This guy comes racing down the street, slams on the brakes on his car, goes and then comes at the cop with a knife, and the cop had no choice but to shoot him, obviously, right? There is a complete lack of respect for police officers now, and there's part of the problem. So people think that they can talk any way that they want to. They think that they can do anything that they want, and they can get away with anything because number one, we've had this huge catch and release revolving door criminal system because of these freaking politicians that are just letting these criminals right back out on the street. If you are a criminal, let me first of all, let's we're going to break this down really simply. If you're a criminal, you don't obey the law anyway, number one. But when they do catch and release with these people, it gives them a free indication that they can just continue to go out and do whatever they want to do. And that's what they do. That's what they do. You know, we're sitting on a powder keg. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. You know, and it's a mess. The whole thing is absolute. It's an absolute mess, and it's not going to get any better. It's just not going to get any better. And and again, when you have the news media completely slanted a certain way, right? They're very, very biased. If you can tell me the news agency is not biased, I would love to hear it because I never seen anything like it is now. It is so slanted completely one way, and all the news is put that way, vilifying police officers, vilifying white people. Hold on one second, guys. Just want to bring this over here so I can keep an eye on that. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, what do we got? 502 in the chat. We're at 206 on the thumbs up. If you have not um, shot a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. Again, it really does make a difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, it makes it better that way. Also, you know, with the algorithms, it pushes us up higher. So if you do the thumbs up, I do appreciate that. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. The the pig roast was awesome. People were absolutely cool down there, and I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And they in the comments they told me what the game was, and I can't remember it again now that we were playing. What's with the bean bags in the hole? If you guys would tell me again, I don't remember what it was called. And instead of saying folks in the country, I think the term folks in rural areas works better. Yeah, right. Yeah, cornhole. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what I was. I never played it before. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time. I had a good time. And they were like, "You've never played this before?" I'm like, no. So, but it was fun. We had a good. It was a really good time. I did come back before it got dark because I really didn't feel like trying to climb a mountain in the dark. Wasn't my idea of a good time. So me and Hella, oh my God, this dog slept yesterday. She was out. I mean, out. So yeah, it was funny. It was she. We had like I said, we had a really really good time. So it was a nice break. So anyway, but cornhole used to have a different meaning. Yes, it did. Okie Forge. Well, we're from a little bit different generation. Oh my God, that's too funny. Uh, so anyhow, no, but it was a really good time. I met some really cool people, and it was like I said, it was fun. But no, I just I get sick and tired of listen. Out of all the cops that are out there, I've met some really cool cops, and I have met some that are complete a-holes. And that's a fact. But guess what? And here's a weird thing, just so you know. In nursing, I've met some really cool nurses, and I've met some a-holes. We're dealing with doctors. I've dealt with some really cool doctors, and I've dealt with some a-holes. So it doesn't matter what profession. Uh, I'm sure that there are very cool garbage men, Stay awake, Brandon. Yeah, right. 8 eggs and yes. Okay, well, we will get to that point. I got a text, Heather, I think. Let me do that real quick. Let me do that real quick. All right. So there we go. I thought we were all now white supremacists. Well, you know, it's funny. It's like it is so ridiculous. I mean, it's the white supremacists are such a small, little bitty group of people. It's not really anything to even worry about. I'd be more worried about Antifa than I would, and I'm not worried about Antifa. Um, Went through my yard today, found clover, plantain, dandelion, wild birkmort, and wild camarol. I'm sure there's more exciting to find wild and medical medicines. Oh yeah, and yeah, absolutely. Finding stuff and knowing what you have. Yes, hella went to the pig roast, Richard. I'll tell you about that in a second. So, but anyway, yeah, finding wild edibles and knowing what you have surrounding you is a really good thing. Thank you for sharing that information, and thank you very much for the donation. So, yes, hella went to the pig roast as well. They actually have a male German Shepherd. Had a black guy in Raleigh shot 3 guns at cops before dropping them, and they did not shoot him. Imagine that. How's that work, right? It's just it depends on the situation and what happens, and you know, and I get so sick and tired that everything has to be race constantly. I really, really do. Why can't it be that this human being did this, and you know, because of what they did, they were dealt with whatever way. Why does the first thing in America, the first thing in America is always race, always, always race. So, and I want you to think of the percentages. Let's think of the percentages. I want you to really think about this for a second. I want you to think about all the crimes that are committed daily, daily in this country, and the number of police officers that are out there that are arresting people, sending people to jail, and they don't care what color they are. If they're committing a crime, they're arresting them, and hopefully they're, depending on what they did, they're going to jail. Um, you're not seeing, if let me put it like this: I would say that there would be a problem if, like, every other day, you saw white cops killing unarmed black men, right? If it was happening like every other day, I would say we had an issue. But when you're pulling out isolated incidences, and how many times, and this is because you'll never see it in the media, how many times have police officers shot an unarmed white man? Have you ever, again, in the comments, guys, have you ever seen that in the media? Unarmed white man killed by white officers. Do you see that in the media? Is that going to be front page news, right? Um, so let me ask you guys, yeah, so you don't see that, you don't see it. Why don't you see that? Because that doesn't fit the agenda. There's an agenda. They want to keep us all fighting amongst each other. That's the goal. If they can keep us fighting and hating each other, they can continue to do whatever they want to do. And who are they? The people that are in charge, the ones that are in control, that's who they are. Okay. So you're never going to have it's just it's insanity to me. And what's more insane to me is you are not seeing more and more people realizing how badly we're being manipulated. Oh, Hope King says, "Yep, but you got to be rich to get justice." No, it's not. It's not even a matter of being rich to get justice, Hope. You need to be rich to get out of whatever you did. Because if you have money and you can afford the right lawyers, you're going to basically be able to get away with whatever you do. That's the reality. That's the sad reality. So, um, you know, that's, like I said, that is unfortunately is the sad reality. But yeah, the rich, you see it all the time, guys. Let's ask this, and I think the charges were dismissed, if I'm not mistaken. Pelosi's husband, DWI, right? DWI didn't, right? And now it's gone. It disappeared. It was dismissed. Am I wrong on that? If I'm not wrong on that, let me know. If just yes or no, was he event the charges dropped or not? So yes for yes, they were dropped, or no, they were not. If somebody could tell me that, because I saw that I think I saw that the charges were dropped against him. Yeah, they were dropped. But again, so there's a different set of rules for those folks, you know. JJ said they found child porn in his car as well. I hadn't heard that. Somebody says no, they were not dropped. Okay, like I said, I had heard that they were, and I wasn't sure, and I don't want to be out here saying something that's not true. But you know, it's I don't know. I hadn't heard about the child porn thing. They would probably try to keep that hush hush. Yeah, right. I like the fixer. They may have different rules, but a bullet in the head affects all the same. That's for sure about that. You know, it's just that yeah, I keep hearing conflicting stories. Nikki's Nook said, yeah, and that's what I'm hearing too. I'm hearing different things, so it'll be something to pay attention to. You know, it'll be definitely something to pay attention to. That actually see if they follow through with that, which they should. They absolutely should. So, real quick, guys, I do want to mention I'm still doing my sale on my legacy freeze dried food on my website. It is a 20% off sale using the discount code Summer Sale 2022. So you can definitely take advantage of that. Again, preppernurse1.com, click on store, it will drop down. You'll see Legacy Foods. You click on that, it will take you to the store within the website. Um, and so go in there, and if you decide to make a purchase, again, 20% off using the discount code Summer Sale 2022. We also have the Forefathers, which is a CBD and hemp store. Definitely take advantage of them as well. And if you go to my website again, you will see the Forefathers logo. You will click on that. It will take you to their website. Once you're on their website, if you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, you can save 20% by doing so. Or I'm 15. I'm sorry, 15% over there. Also, we have the Prepperness One community, which is free for you guys to join. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. All right, so definitely take advantage of that. And then the last thing I want to talk about, let me get. All right, and actually I haven't taken them today, so I'll take them in front of you guys. Deloma Health, immune system defense, right? So you take 2 pills a day. It helps boost your immune system. It is an American-made company. All the products come from America. They're not shipped in from overseas, and you know that's definitely something that is a good thing. It has vitamin C, echinacea, turmeric, zinc, vitamin D3, elderberry, ginger, and garlic in there. JJ is going to throw the link up. He already did there. You can save 10%. Costs $20 normally, but you can save 10% by using my link that's on here. And you can save another 10% by signing up for a monthly thing for that. It's a good thing to have. We need to have our immune systems built up, and so it is. It's a good thing there. So definitely take advantage of that as well. All right. So that is that. Uh, Oh, okay. So I got to tell you the story about Helen the other dog. So get down there, and they have a German Shepherd down there as well. Smaller than Hella, but it's a male German Shepherd. And he's not fixed, and so we're talking about. No, Hella didn't steal the pig. No, but she did have some pig. She was enjoying that, and then all other people were giving her, scraps as well, which she was definitely happy about that. So anyway, she was having a blast, and and actually when we walked back, when her and I came back, the dog came with us all the way up here to the meadow, and then we had to come in the camper, and then he left after that. But no, they had a good time together. They were having fun, but that'll be a good thing. So anyway, um, yeah, she was shot yesterday. I mean, she probably slept 10 hours after we got back from that. I mean, she was in and out of the water, running around, playing. Uh, you know, she was real good with the other people, so that was really good too. ripping some ripe ones after the pork. I haven't smelled anything, so that's a good thing. But no, she's a good pup. She's a good pup. Anyway, so getting back on, credible threats. Why are only and so here's a question that I would have, and I already know the answer. Why are only certain elements credible threats, right? What about what about the people that there's camps here, folks, in the United States run by people that don't like the United States, where they're training, they're getting ready. What are they getting ready for? What are they training for? You know, the majority of people, do not have a clue. Do not have a clue. So, dude, you're still sub to me. That's awesome. It was 6 years ago. Yeah, I generally don't unsubscribe. Very rarely do I unsubscribe. Ed, were you on the river? No, actually, where we were, if you go down off of my meadow, it goes all the way down to the creek bed, and my borderline for my property is that creek bed. Okay, and so they own the property on the other side of the creek bed, and so they actually their house is up the hill, up on the main road, but they have a camp set up down there that they hang out at, and so that's where that's where they got their setup down there. Like super nice people, really nice people. So and he's like, yeah, anytime we're down here, come on down, But it's like they're like I said, they're awesome. I told him the same thing. Yeah, if you know I'm here, come on up and say hey. So, but again, so talking about there's groups of people out there training, actively training. Here's okay. Let me ask you this one, and because I've never heard another thing about it. Never heard another thing about it. Do you guys remember? And again, none of this made sense. None of this made sense. So you had a group of there was I think there was two or three carloads of black gentlemen, full gear, full combat gear, fully armed, and so according to what was reported, they stopped on the highway to gas up a trip that would have taken them. They could have got there one way without ever stopping because the distance of the cars. They would have got there one way with never stopping, but they stopped on the highway, right, to gas up their cars. So the police came. There was a standoff. They said they were part of something else, and a bunch of them ran off into the woods, if you remember that, right? And but you never. So they were all arrested. They were all arrested, but you never heard any follow up on that at all. I never did. Has anybody ever heard any follow up on it? You remember what I'm talking about? They were supposedly going to some camp that they had. It was like 8 or 10 of them, I think. I didn't hear a follow up. Nope. Yep. So again, I remember it happening. Uh, you know, JJ said they were released, but guns confiscated. Yeah, but why? So again, why would you be in full tactical gear? And I want you to think about. Let's. I mean, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's white people, black people, whoever. Okay. Why would you be on the highway, full tactical gear, armed to the teeth, and then you get stopped, the cops show up, you stop on the highway to change. Why would you not get off in either a rest area or off on an exit and hit a back road and stop there to gas up? Why would you stop on the highway? None of that made any kind of sense to me. Okay. And then they ran, like I said, they ran off into the woods. A bunch of them did. Like 3 or 4 of them stayed back and they were holding up the flag. New Morocco or some crap. I don't even know what they were saying they were part of. But, you know, all of it swept under the rug. Now, let me ask you this. If it had been, again, white supremacists doing that in their robes, let's say they were in their robes driving down the road and they stopped and they were gassing up and the cops got them, that'd be all over. It'd be national news. They were going to New Hampshire for training. Yes, yep, exactly. Yep, that's what they said. They said they were training. But again, um, you don't dress like you're going to combat. If you're going to go do training, you have your gear with you, and when you get to your location, you put your gear on. Realistically, it there's it doesn't make any sense. None of it made any sense. Okay, none of it made any sense. But again, we have to understand there really truly is an agenda, and it's to vilify white folks. Realistically, okay, it's to vilify white folks. And I'm not saying that because I'm white. I'm just saying that if you watch the news media, you know, when you have criminal elements doing bad things and all of a sudden they're the victims. Now, I'm not talking about the recent shooting. That one, like I said, again, other than the fact that I told you earlier, other than the fact that if he had not run, he would not have been shot. There's no reason he should have been shot 60 times. People are going to go absolutely bananas over it. You know, yeah, who drives around with gas cans in the trunk? Well, when I gas up my gas cans, they're in the back seat, so they're right behind the driver's seat. I said to somebody one time, I said, "Yeah, isn't it awesome? I got a 20-pound bomb sitting behind me in my seat, which is 20 gallons of gas right behind my front seat. Because when you got to go fill up your gas cans, you know that's a lot of times that's where they go." So, hey Pam, Biden himself said, "To get over it, we are installing the liberal New World Order." Well, that's awesome. Yeah, he's something else. They're going to find out. That mentality, those folks, they only make up a small percentage of people. They are not the majority. They really are not the majority. Even liberals, there's you have liberals, you have conservatives, all right, different views on different things, and that's perfectly fine. You have independents in the middle. You have people that have some liberal views, some conservative views. I mean, that's the reality of it. Then you have your extreme left and you have your extreme right. Those people are nuts on both sides, I think. Okay, there was a one guy, and he was going around, and he was killing abortion doctors. Do you remember that? You remember that? It was a few. They got him eventually, but you know, yeah, they're a loud minority. Lori Goldsmith, you're 100% right. And at some point, the rest of us are going to have to say enough is enough. And I think that that's coming. I think it's a matter of time. I really, truly do. I hope I'm wrong. I absolutely hope I'm wrong. Hopefully, we can get a better batch of politicians in there that realize that this whole thing is just a huge manipulation, and and like that. So it is. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, but it's an interesting time that we're facing. I got to see if Heather's texted me yet. Okay. Yep. I got the count. All right. Perfect. So anyway, we'll get to that. We got like 7 minutes to that. But yeah, it's like I said. What we're dealing with is just there. I want you to think about this. Okay. So you look at these news media outlets like in New York City and all that type of thing. The people that are trying to get in there are all going to these colleges, these elite colleges, because they're the only ones that can afford to do unpaid internships and all that type of stuff. And they end up going to college with the same people that end up running the country down the road. That's where how that all works. So they all know each other. They all work together. So one group of them gets into politics and into businesses where they're big. The other group of them are all, excuse me, are all in the news media. So it's biased, it's slanted. You don't see unbiased news anymore. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen, and people are realizing that. I think some people never will. They believe everything that's being put out there, and it's never going to change. That's never going to change. So, but it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, and I see it. I'm going to tell you, well, like I said, I gave up TV 8 years ago when I moved to my property in up in New York to my off-grid property. I gave up every TV that I had. I said I'll never own a TV again, and I never will. It's just, it is so biased, it is so slanted a certain way. You know, it's sad, really, really sad. So watching it back then, I would watch the commercials and I'd be like, man, look at this crap that they're pushing. I don't know if you saw this one, and I just saw this. I was actually watching, oh God, hold on, Russell Brand. I was watching Russell Brand, and he did a thing, and so this is how bad it's gotten. This is how bad it's gotten. They had on Sesame Street, they had a show of Elmo getting this, right? Pushing it on our children through, which supposedly child entertainment is supposed to be geared towards children for child entertainment, but they're pushing this on that show on kids. Does that it sick? That is sick to me. Just I it blows me away. What are we at? 615 in the chat, guys. We're at 386 on the thumbs up. Yeah, puppets don't need shots. Exactly. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. I do appreciate that. And, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I appreciate it for that reason as well. But yeah, Elmo is still a boy for now. That's actually very funny. Yeah, there's like, I think there's a time and place for everything. And I'm a big believer that there's a time and place, okay? We should not be pushing crap on our children. They should not be pushing crap on our children. That's a parent's responsibility to decide what they feel is right or not right for their child. So, but anyway, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please also subscribe. Make sure that you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Yeah, it just, it is amazing to me. Um, Absolutely amazing to me. And people just, they buy it hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. Whatever just happened to entertainment. Do your thing, live your life, have shows that, that you can enjoy. Why does there always have to be there, whatever, some agenda that they're pushing? You know, it shows how they're pushing their agenda in every way possible. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I remember watching the Muppets when I was young. It was a great show. I love the two old guys up in the balcony. They were the best. They were the best, you know. But it was innocent. It was supposed to be innocent because realistically, until our children get to a certain point and they get out in this world and they got to deal with all this crap that's out there, you know, it's it's just, it's crazy. So unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. Indoctrination. It's exactly what it is. I'll tell you what. Indoctrination. You know, show me your papers. Show me your proof that you're okay, that you can come in here because you've done a certain thing. You know, and people are okay with that. I don't understand it. I really, truly don't. Truly don't understand. I did see an article, another article, that, and I think it was Australia, if I'm not mistaken, and it was saying that the majority of the people now that are getting the V, right, are those that have already had this. Isn't that amazing how that works? I would rather watch old Lawrence Welk compared to today's TV garbage. Yeah, well, I mean, I can remember, like I said, I think I've told you guys this before. Um, when I was a kid, it was, you know, I go to Grandma and Grandpa's we go there on Sundays. It was, we watch Wheel of Fortune and we watch Lawrence Welk. I mean, you couldn't get around it. I mean, there wasn't many channels to choose from back then. So, but, yeah. So anyway, it's nuts. I mean, it is just absolutely nuts out there. And like I said, they keep pushing whatever their agenda to push, they're pushing it. And so I do want to mention something here on the stream too, guys. I have been unbelievably lax when it comes to emails lately. I have been really, really busy, and I've been working on other things, and I have not sat down. I have a bunch of people that I do need to get back to, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I just, when I get going with what I'm doing, it's like I'm focused on that, and I'm not really concerned about everything else. Okay, yes, egg count time. All right, sorry guys. Let me just check this again real quick. Make sure I have the right. All right, so give me your guesses. Yes or no. I'm getting so tired of these two. Yes or no to thick neck lay, and what was the egg count today? So I'll give you guys a minute to get your guesses up there, and we will go from there. All right, let's see. Give you guys another minute. Finally, I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Somebody had the right guess, but they didn't put yes or no. So Randy Romines is the first one to have the right egg count, and yes, thick neck laid, and it was 6 eggs today. So you got to say yes or no, guys. I can't, if you have the right number, that's great. Wolves had the right number, but he didn't say yes or no. So, but yes, it was. She did lay today, and it was 6 eggs. Randy Romines is the winner. She had the right guess. So, too funny. But yeah, you gotta have the right ones, guys. So. Uh, Anyway, so that is that. Yeah, we live, like I said, we are definitely in interesting times. Uh, I was talking to a couple today, and he's like, well, what do you, how long, again, I get this a lot. How long do you think we have? And I really don't try to make predictions on how long we have, but you can see it all disintegrating around us. Here's the thing is like back in the day when I first got into prepping, all right, when I first got into prepping, we were like, I had nobody to talk to that was, excuse me, like-minded. I mean, there was no one to talk to that was like-minded. Um, and so, I was catching a lot of flack from a whole bunch of people like, well, why do you do that? That's crazy. That doesn't make any sense. And then I found the internet. And then I ended up meeting a lot of people through the internet. And then I eventually started my own channel. And, so yeah, it was definitely an eye opener, and to realize that there are so many of us out here. But again, so many of us out here, but so many are isolated. They're by themselves. They can't find like-minded people in their area, and they don't know what to do a lot of times, unfortunately. So it's not easy. It's not easy. But the thing is, it's like for all of us that were told for however many years you've been prepping, or if you're a new prepper, that you're crazy, nothing's ever going to happen, everything's going to be fine. Well, when we see it coming to fruition before our very eyes, you're watching the whole structure get kicked in, and it's slowly burning down. We realize it, we see it, because we have been preparing for this for a long, long time. I want to give you somebody in the comment today, okay? And they said, and of course, that's not the number. They were like, oh, 100 rolls of rolled gauze, you got a problem. You're a hoarder. Well, I will tell you something, and it's hold on a second. Asa, thick neck guess is like the Powerball lottery numbers. Need both of the numbers and the Powerball correct to win. Exactly, Asa. Exactly. Yep, you got to have everything's got to be correct, or you're not a winner. Thank you very much for the donation. So my thing is this, okay? People can call me a whore. I don't care what they call me. It don't make no difference to me. When the time comes, and I want you to think about this. Like I got a lot of medical supplies, a ton of medical supplies. When the time comes and you need that rolled gauze bandage, I'm going to tell you right now, you will give me anything I want for that rolled gauze bandage if you need it. You'll give me anything. That's the reality, okay? Right. And Carlene just said emergencies need a lot of gauze. You're exactly right. Dressings, bandages have to be changed. So it's not like you put one dressing on and you leave it on there for a week and everything's great. Don't work like that. You got to clean it. You got to change it. And stuff like that. So people can say whatever they want, but I'm going to repeat myself once again because it's what I do. When SHTF happens, folks, and I really want you to pay attention to this. When SHTF happens, you're going to have what you have. That's it. No more. You're not going out. No more trips to the store. No more getting anything else. You're going to have what you have, and that's all you're going to have. And so that's something to think about. That is something to think about. All right. And so, you know, uh, people they don't get it. They don't get it. And the unprepared, they got us outnumbered, you know, 9-1, you know. So Ed will laugh last. It's not even a matter of that. I want to be in a position where I'm able to take care of the people that I need to take care of. Take care of and make sure that we're going to be okay no matter what. And so the number of people that have done nothing, that are unprepared. So let's talk about the area where I'm living at down here in West Virginia, okay? Very rural area, a lot of country folks. So a lot of people because of the way they were brought up, living in the country, they hunt, they trap, they fish, they have gardens, and they do that normally, okay? So that's a normal thing. When something happens, if you are not ready to deal with that situation, because eventually, no matter how much stuff you've prepped up ahead of time, food wise, let's just go with food wise, eventually you're going to run out. And you better be in a situation at that point to be self sustaining, to be able to grow more, to be able to harvest what you need, to have access to blueberries, raspberries, uh, peach trees, apple trees, pear trees, plum trees, cherry trees. You need to have those there in place ahead of time. After SHTF, it's not like you're going to be going up and be like, oh, well, I'll just go and I'll go into the apple orchard and I'm going to get whatever I want. No, those apple orchards are going to be guarded at that point, and they're going to shoot you if you try to go in there and take their stuff. You know, you better be ready and realize that we need to be growers and gatherers. That's what we're going to be in a post event, growers and gatherers. So if you got open space someplace, you better know what you're doing. You better get. Do I have pecan trees around? I don't think they have pecan trees in this area. No, not that I know of. But you know, again, be as ready as you can be. When that time comes, figure out what are weeds, what are something that you can eat, what are plants that are going to help you medicinally. Those are important things to know. So those are important things to know, and I think it's important that we try to do that. We try to figure these things out. It's a whole lot easier, guys. It's a whole lot easier to figure it out now while it's not life and death than trying to figure it out afterwards when it is life and death. When it's life and death, you screw up, you just doomed everybody, you know. And every year, all your crops are not going to come in. That's another thing you got to realize too. So if you got a big old garden, um, some of it may fail, and that's why I think it's kind of important to have different areas where you're gardening. That's why I like to raise beds, because in this raised bed, I can put potatoes. In this raised bed, I can put something else. So it gives you an idea, to diversify what you have, because every year there's going to be some kind of crop failure somewhere somehow. So maybe last year your tomatoes did fantastic and you got a whole ton of tomatoes. So you canned a bunch of them and you saved the seeds, and so you thought, okay, well, I'm going to plant them and get them going again this year, and then maybe they don't grow this year, So there's definitely issues with that. So yeah, no commercial pecan growers in West Virginia. I didn't think so. That's more of a California thing. They have a lot of that out in California, but I didn't think they had it here. What about fertilizers? You know what? You really don't need to have fertilizers. You don't need to go buy that type of stuff. There's a lot of things that you can do to enrich your soil, to help your plants grow without using a fertilizer. I don't use fertilizers. So, and we generally have good gardens every single year. Pecan trees grow here in South Carolina. Okay. All right. Pecans are big in Texas as well. Okay. Yeah, I knew they had them in California. I didn't know where any. Yeah, pecans are all over Texas. All right. Yeah, I did not know. Fertilizers a lot of times used, for, like you said, for Randy Romine is saying, for the huge farms. The huge farms use a lot of fertilizer because they're trying to grow as much as they can, because per acre is how they're making their living. So, but like I said, you just uh, JJ, you want to take care of their digs D, please? Silly, stupid stuff. So if you would take care of that, JJ, I would appreciate it. So anyway, again, just keep doing what you can do. Take care of what you can take care of. Thank you, Lady Kickboxer. I appreciate that. Um, you know, it is that's all you can focus on. That's what we should be focusing on. But knowing what to do is going to make a difference. So the learning curve, especially when it comes to gardening, folks, the learning curve is huge. You know, we have poor soil. We've been building it up for years. Yeah, and that's another thing. Building up that soil, making that. Yeah, Lady Kickboxer got. I saw that, JJ. Thank you. Um, I was cooking. I didn't see him, but I heard you. Well, thank you, Lady Kickboxer. I appreciate that. Um, but again, that's the silliness. That's why you have moderators, to get rid of silliness. So anyway, what are we at? 623 in the chat. We're 477 on a thumbs up. Again, guys, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that, and it really does help with the algorithms as well. More interaction, the better it is for the channel. So that's kind of that. So anyway, uh, what was I going to say? But yes, composting, working with your soil, getting your soil better every year, figuring things out. It's really not that hard. It really isn't. And I'm going to tell you what, there's 10 million, not 10 million, but there's probably 10,000 YouTube videos out there that are going to show you how to make your soil better, how to enrich your gardens. And there's a lot of good channels with a lot of great information. And if you can pick something up, I would highly encourage you to do so. You know what I mean? Highly encourage you to do so. So, yeah, it's that's the important thing. Just learn now. Learn while it's not going to be your life, because again, if you don't do it now, and you figure, oh, I'll do it later. I'll figure it out later. It could cost you. JJ said, Ed, your garden looks awesome so far. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I know. I got to rehill my potatoes again. I got to build them up more. The potatoes are growing fast. They're doing really, really well. So we did have some more rain down here today, but it was like a light sprinkle. It was for a while though. But so today was going to be a rest day no matter what. I was like, I got to take a day. But soybeans don't take as much out of the soil as corn. That's why the crop farmers rotate crops. Yes, I'm in Western Iowa. Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to rotate. You have to. We do it with our raised beds, where the bed that we had potatoes in last year, we have something totally different in there this year. So you have to rotate your crops. That's really important. Like that, where we have the potatoes and the tomatoes plants this year. Next year, I'll put something else in there. And that's what you should be doing. Like I said, it's obviously I wanted to put something in the ground. Oh, I got to tell you this too. I went out and checked today, and I was like, I got to go see how these the okay, not the goji berries are doing great. The pomegranates. I wanted to go out and check and how the pomegranates were doing because they basically said it'll take like a month for the pomegranates, right? And I'm like, I got to go over there and check these pomegranates and see how they're doing. And I went over there and looked today, and I am getting some green shoots off of the pomegranate. So I'm really happy about that. Really happy about that. So they're growing, which is good. Now, my asparagus does not look so good. Does not look so good. But and like I said, the deer ate the blueberry bush down. So will you have some kind of vault on your property or a panic room? Most likely. Most likely there will be something like that here. I'm not going to share that when I do that, but let me put it like this. I think all of you, if you can, if there's a possibility that you can, get something underground. Uh, for what reasons, right? Uh, where did you buy your plants? Well, the some of them were sent to me. The pomegranates were sent to me. The goji berries were sent to me. The asparagus was sent to me. I actually got um, garlic as well that I'll be planting this fall. So, Ed, your property looks great. You've been making a lot of progress. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. It's a lot of work, and it does. Like I said, the biggest thing I think people don't understand, it does not happen overnight. It doesn't. It takes time, and as long as you work at it, things get done. So, yeah, all the clay. I just they didn't do well. The asparagus did not do well. I may have to do a raised bed for the asparagus and redo it again. But yeah, they're. I'm gonna still. Hopefully, they'll come back and they'll do something. But as of the moment, the asparagus does not look well. All right, so let us, since we are at this point, let us do some shout outs. I know I'm like 3 minutes off, so I do apologize. I was right on time, wasn't I? No, I was off on egg count too. All right, so we're gonna do some shout outs right now. Icky Can up in Canada, I would ask you to please show him some support. Some support. Real good guy, very laid back. JJ will throw that link up there. You have Angry Prepper down in New York City. Jason is awesome. Rudy, Alaskan Prepper, is also another really good guy. You have Alaskan Granny. There is Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance. I really like what he's doing. He's really smart guy, and he shows everybody. I mean, he's just getting everything squared away up there. You have North Shore Preparedness. There's Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. You have Bizariza Jizza, who does his Carrington Chronicles, and right now he's in a break, but definitely check him out as well. You have Marfugal News, Magic Prepper, Wrangle Star. There is Red Poppy Ranch. There is Survival Lily. You have Kyle's Cabin up in Minnesota. Him and Sierra, nice young couple, doing their thing. Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods. Two different channels, husband and wife. A lot of good information. Definitely check them out. You also have Green Greg's, Southern Prepper 1. You have Gray Man Prepping, St. Bernard Acres with Joe. You have Doug and Stacy, another really good channel. The Nomadic Movement down in Panama. They're a nice couple down there. The Green Dream Project, another young couple out there showing you how to live in the Arizona desert, taking advantage of monsoon season, which there should be more people doing that, but we talked about that in another video. You have Camping with Steve Wallace. Good info. He's fun. He's just a fun channel to watch. Monkey Works. The Needy Homesteader, Boss of the Swamp, another really good channel. Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, somebody else I highly recommend. I think he's awesome. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. There is City Prepper, Lumina Acres, Suspicious Observer, Bear Independent, The Uneducated Economist, Bushcraft Bear over in the Canary Islands in La Palma. You have Mary Greeley News giving you all the latest updates with Yellowstone. You have Adapt 2030, Ice Age Farmer. There's Ryan Hall Y'all. Love Ryan Hall Y'all. Let's see, Russell Brand. I really like Russell Brand. He just puts it out there, and I think that that's awesome. Deep South Homestead is another really good channel. You have The Outsider, The Fit Farmer, Prepper Princess, Simple Life Reclaimed, Town Seeds is another one, The Prepared Mind, Pinball Preparedness. I like pinball. East Tennessee Preparedness, The Economic Ninja, and Little House Off Griddy. They're a newer channel, and they are located in Tennessee. All right, so that is going to be that for the shout outs tonight. So a lot of good information out there, folks. A lot of different people looking at things from a different perspective, and I think that that's important to do that. See what other people are doing things differently. Everybody has a different take. Everybody has a different life experience, and I think that that's important. So, but anyway, so that is that. But so anyway, fun times, fun times. Oh yeah, sorry JJ. Right, I forgot Heather. How do I forget Heather all the time? So Heather has her Etsy channel. JJ just threw the link up there. Definitely go over there and check that out. She makes jewelry. She does a lot of knitting as well. And Townsend, not Town Seeds. All right, I'll change it. Sorry. Townsend. Oh, well, I thought it said Town Seeds. My bad. Let me go in here and change that. Because if I don't change it now, I'll forget. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on a second, guys. Sorry. There it is. All right. Townsend. All right. We got it. We got it fixed. Sorry about that. Okay. Uh, but anyway, yeah. So check out Heather's Etsy account. Show her some support if you would. That would be awesome. She, like I said, she does the cat hats. She's doing them for dogs as well. She makes scarves, whatever you want, scrubbies, all that type of stuff. She enjoys doing it, and it's a good way to help show her some support as well. So JJ saying it is Townsend's. What's right? It is Townsend's. Okay. See, you guys are screwing me up here. Now I got to change it back. Of course, now I can't find it again. All right. All right. I was saying Town Seeds, Town Sends. All right. Well, whatever. My bad. Town Seeds, Town Sends. Am I a hunter? I hunted when I was younger. I don't feel the need to do it at this point in time. If I had to do it to survive, I could, and I know how to hunt. So I would rather not. I don't like killing things if I don't have to. Now, does that mean I won't kill something? It doesn't mean I won't kill something. I have, and I probably will have to again. But it's not it's not something that I enjoy. So, but like I said, if it was coming down and it was SHTF and I needed to eat, yeah, absolutely we would hunt. Plenty of wild game out here. But again, in a true SHTF event, it'll be gone quick. It'll be gone real quick. So, but all right, let's do. We are Legion. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the world. We're all over the country. Where is everybody? What's we have? 494. We got 542. If you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, guys, please do so to show support for the channel again, and thank you. So where's everybody from? We have Dayton, Ohio, Melbourne, Australia with Philip, Gold Hill, North Carolina, Franklin County, Ohio, BC, Canada, Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, Central Missouri, Bassett, Virginia, Michigan, Nowhere, Oklahoma, North Highlands of California, Inverness, Florida with Clyde, Connecticut, Western Iowa, Georgia, Littleton, New Hampshire, Kentucky, Washington there. We have East Central Illinois, Puerto Rico's in the house, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Central Arizona, West Virginia, Central Iowa, Ulster Park, New York, Union City, Pennsylvania, Pleasant Plain, Ohio, North Alabama, St. Abrams, Vermont, East Coast of North Carolina, Torrance, California, Bay of Islands, Newfoundland, Fountain Hills, Arizona, Austin, Texas, Cape Cod. We have Raleigh, North Carolina, South Carolina, uh, Oklahoma, Cleveland, Ohio, Sharpsburg, Georgia, Durand, Wisconsin, Columbus, Ohio, Pittsburgh, PA, Upper Peninsula, the UP of Michigan, Nevada, Joplin, Missouri, Southern West Virginia, New Hampshire, Frankfort, Illinois, Lake East, Ohio, San Antonio, Texas, Charlotte, North Carolina, Minnesota's in the house, Missouri's in the house, Southern West Virginia, we have Vermont. In Morning Light, I will get back to you too, I promise. I'm just been, like I said, very busy and I apologize. Tucson, Arizona, Vermont is in the house. So what do we got? Northern Michigan, Northwest Tennessee, a lot of Ohioans tonight. Yep. Scottsdale, Arizona, Central Pennsylvania, Richmond, Virginia, Hill Country, Texas, Southern Maryland. So again, guys, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We got Pittsburgh, Virginia, Southern Maryland, Country Hill, Texas, East Tennessee, Big Tussle, Maine. So Morgan County, Ohio, Bethany, New York, Spartanburg, Pennsylvania, undisclosed location from Susan Glitz. I like that. But again, so we're all over the place, guys. We're a huge network of people. Yakima, Washington. We're a huge network, a huge family. We're the ones that are awake. We're the ones that can make a difference now. We're also the ones that can make a difference after an SHTF event. So, that is something that makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. So I want to talk about something really quickly, and I was talking about this from the couple that I had met. I met the gentleman the other day, and he brought his girlfriend down today, and we were talking some more. And they're originally from South Carolina, and they moved to West Virginia. And so he was saying also, he said, when we first were starting to look for property, he said we were thinking Tennessee, thinking Kentucky. He said, and then we came to West Virginia, and then we were sold. And I'm going to tell you what, SHTF event or not, West Virginia is an absolutely awesome place to be for a lot of reasons. It is a sparsely populated state, number one. So you want to have low density population for a bug out location. I think that that's really, really important. Okay. You want a gun friendly state. It is a constitutional carry state, open and concealed carry here in West Virginia, which is awesome. Okay. Politically, obviously, it is a right leaning state, heavy right leaning state, and that's okay too. Taxes are not horrible at all. Land prices have gone up. There's no doubt about that, but land prices have gone up everywhere. So I would just, like I said, if you're thinking about looking, and then we're in the hills. Everything is hills, depending on what part of West Virginia you're in. It's amazing down, and the people are decent too, which makes a big, big difference. But no, it's like I will never regret making this move here. I think it's awesome. I love being down here, and so, you know, it's very enjoyable. So just I wanted to share that with you guys. So if you're thinking about looking, no Bigfoots yet, no Bigfoots yet. If you're thinking about making that move, it's not a bad location to go to. So what do we got? 570 and a thumbs up. Let's try to get 600. I know we haven't got much time left, but that's only 30 more thumbs up. So if you haven't shot that thumbs up yet, guys, please do so. Let's see if we can hit 600 before we jump off of here. Again, it really does make a difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. And it makes a big difference that way. Again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe again. And make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So we're at 590. Need 10 more now. So you guys just ate up 20 of them real quick. So 10 more. Now we're 6 away. So, but Alan says it only gets better at. Yeah, like I said, I am really, really happy with my decision to move here. So, but yeah, it's nice. Like I said, I haven't had any issues really down here yet, which has been really, really nice. So, but all right. Oh, so we guys blew through 600 easy. Wow, that was quick. Um, I got to learn to play the banjo. Yeah, right. Oh my God, I bet it would sound good here in the hills. It absolutely would. Well, guys, remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. If we could ever figure that out and stop letting them manipulate us, they use race, they use religion, political affiliation, the vax, the unvax. There is a slanted agenda in the news media. We all know that. We see it all the time. Um, and they can't say that that's not the truth because it absolutely is. Um, so again, we're the ones that can make a difference with everything. So just keep working together, come together, and that's the important thing. Also remember, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. That is really important as well. Uh, but that's important to tell the people that you care about every day how you feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that is going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from that negativity, and you're going to be just fine. Folks, just keep doing what you can do. Prep as much as you possibly can, because the day that other shoe drops, every single one of us is going to go, God, I wish I had more time. I'll never be as ready as I want to be. I'm going to just do the best that I can. And when that time comes, we're going to do what we have to do. You know what I mean? Every one of us. And so, but anyway, guys, be good, be safe. I will see you all on the next one. Have a good night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.